Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Guess what? ML Competitive Wiki also puts together the top usage data for relics. So now we're gonna find out what are the best relics, the most used relics in the game. Now, I always like to give my thoughts on what I think is gonna be the top relics, but we can actually see the #1 relic right here. It's a laser beam sword. So let me scroll down. So this is categorized by the heavies, toughies, softies, melting, and we'll go through what each of those categories means and also the unknown. So these saw 100 plus monsters using these relics. Clearly they are very useful relics and can dominate matches and change tides of battles. So the laser beam sword, I'll be completely honest, I was not expecting this to be the most used relics. Let me know in the comments below if you were expecting this to be the most used relics. If you asked me, I would have guessed it would have been a revival essence, right? I would have guessed it's things. So revival essence I would have put at #1. And then I would have put things that drain stamina or recover stamina. So for example, there's a lot of Megaton monsters, so I would have put Wangzou's shield, which drains stamina from the enemy after you get attacked. In terms of recovery, I would have put a Masher Staff. That's what I thought would have dominated, you know, a Tiny's Amulet, those things. Not a Laser Beam Sword. So let's see, Laser Beam Sword, what does it even do? After damaging with a skill, deals 3,000 to 12,000 points of magic damage to the damaged enemies. And when the turn starts, it increases your power by up to 5,040 points. So obviously this can give a big bump to your monsters, which is probably why they're running it. I have to wonder what deals more damage though. A laser beam sword with that extra 5,000 points of power. It also has two uses. And of course with UA then you can buff again. But again, I wonder what is stronger. The laser beam sword with that 12,000 residual damage or like an obsidian sword, right? So I guess we'll see where the obsidian relics, oh yeah, there's obsidian relics in the game. Sometimes I forget about them because they're so hard to get, right? Right now it's like the progressive tails event and you have to spend a ton of gems. I think the cheapest right now is like 400 gems if you want to get a random obsidian talent or obsidian relic, or you can also craft. I think one or two of them are actually craftable. I think the sword, one of those swords, the wing sword, the Wingsu sword, which does water damage, and I think Dream's Mask is also craftable, so we'll see. And #2 is the Revival Essence. So you know what, I'm still surprised. And like Tiny's Amulet is #3. I'm trying to go one by one, but there we go. Top 3 relics right here. 112, 105, and 122. Revival Essence, we all know this. It resurrects your monster. This also goes to show you just how hard it is to get the obsidian relics, because there's another Revival Essence called Flamera's Essence. And why isn't that more used than Oriel's Essence? Because it's basically the same thing, but it gives stamina to your whole team. So obviously, if one of your monsters dies and it comes back, you would want it to give stamina to your whole team. So Revival Essence, let's quickly go through it. When the warrior dies, it is revived with up to 44k points of life. And of course, that's it, right? So the obsidian one would also give more life, which you definitely want. Tiny's Amulet, when the turn starts, if the warrior stamina is below 50%, they gain up to 225 points of stamina. And after damaging with a skill, if the target's life is above 50, you also deal up to 12,000 nature damage. I'm not going to be going through all of them the way I'm going through them now, but I just wanted to emphasize the top 3 it appears. In case you're wondering, armor, who should I get? What should I get? Well, now you know these are the most used relics in the game, and the top 3 happen to be diamond. Moving on to the toughies. There we go. Wangzou's shield. This one will drain stamina from the enemy monster. Morg's armor. This is a surprise to me. Let's go through that one. Morg's armor, it does start the game off with a hefty shield, and it deals dark damage to the enemy. So at the start of the battle, gives an armor with up to 78,000 points, and I think it's that dark damage that you're going after. It actually activates up to 3 times, so that's a potential 60k, 61, 5k damage to the enemy. So I can see why that's powerful. Morg's armor is Dylab's armor. Morg's armor is actually my go-to for defense plays, because my whole thought process on defense is, can I chip away one enemy coin? And when you're battling players that use spec and have UA, if they're gonna attack my monster with Morg's armor, I'm gonna put life runes on it. I'm gonna tank. That way, I can actually get the most out of the Morg's armor. I also started using the one that deals earth damage, depending on what I'm facing. But let's go back here. So we have Morg's armor. We talked about the shield, Masher Staff. This recovers stamina. Cane sword. So yeah, sword is also popular. This is actually my go-to sword. I love the cane sword. 62 uses to laser beam sword. This one will actually heal your monsters. So I love this because from the perspective of you're taking on high-ranked monster, you're taking on rank 5 monsters, rank 5 corrupted monsters that have talents. The talents are no joke. We have talents that deal random damage if you clear tortures, just random damage if a monster dies. You have talents, the mud body that deals 80k damage and gives you a quicksand. So the cane sword has helped me survive and be able to dominate, and especially get 3 coins. There's even been situations where I die, somehow cane sword kicks in and I heal. I still don't quite understand it. You guys can explain to me in the comments below. You guys have explained to me in the past, but it's just the way the chain works and everything. It's weird, but I love cane sword. Let's scroll down. We have Nabota's armor. This is also one of my go-to armors. I love it. It's a way to recover stamina. And here we have Wingsu sword and Hammergrom shield. We're gonna click on those because I don't fully know what they do. Jazz mask. This is also one of my go-tos. You attack, you recover stamina, especially if the enemy's above 50% or something like that, maybe 75. Cane of Atlantis, for those of you that don't have Master Staff, I suppose. Let's go ahead and see Wingsu sword though. After damaging with the skill, if target's life is below 50, deals 38 points of water damage. Yeah, when I saw this, I remember it being lackluster. I was like, yeah, it's not a big deal. 38, I think there's a better sword now, right? Lord Nabota's sword deals like special damage and dark damage. 38k, you don't get the damage buff. But again, what's better? The 5,000 damage buff with the 12,000 residual damage, or just 38 twice? Against legendaries and regular cosmics, the Wingsu's sword definitely is going to pack a punch. But remember, these are the top 100, so they're taking on other rank 5 level 150 corrupted monsters. Hammergrom shield. At the start of the battle, gives an armor of up to 78k points to all allies. That is incredible! What the heck? That is incredible. 78k to your whole entire team. When the turn starts, if wearer's life is above 50, increase the wearer's power by 10,000 points. Wow, move away, laser beam sword. This thing is like, hi, your little pesky 5,040. This is 10,400. That is ridiculous. That is crazy. Alright, but typically attackers tend to not run shields. Typically. Let's move on over to the Cane. Oh no, Cane of Atlantis, we all know. That's what was released before the Master Staff. Let's scroll down. The Melting. These relics saw 2 to 24 uses. Typically, these relics aren't very powerful or are underused because people don't have access to them. So, Rude Shaw's armor, Lord Nabota's sword, Vanna's shield. This is basically a laser beam sword. So let's scroll back up. Hammergrom shield. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, attackers actually will have shield at times. Shield and sword, I have actually seen a lot. So I wonder. So this is just like laser beam sword. Gives an armor to the wearer of 52,000 points, and you can increase your power stat by 5,000, right? But we saw Hammergrom shield. It is Vanna's shield on steroids. Look at this. So this one, your whole team, every single ally gets 78k, whereas with Vanna's shield, only you get 52k. So 78k to your whole team to 52k. And this one, power increases by 10,000, whereas this one's only 5,000. Vanna's 2099 is going to die if enough players can get Hammergrom's shield. That goes without being said. Let's click on Ruchaw's armor and Lord Nabota's sword. So Ruchaw, at the start of the battle, gives an armor of 21 to 110 points to the wearer. 110,000? What the heck? And when the turn starts, heals up to 35k, 3 uses. No other requirement? You just heal? Hey, I'm just gonna heal. That's crazy. The healing aspect is not a lot, 35k. But the fact that it lasts 3 times and you don't need to be below 50, below 25%, below 75%, it's just an automatic heal, that is crazy. But this initial start shield is, wow. That is crazy. As for Lord Nabota's sword, after damaging with a skill, if target's life is below 50, deals 38k of dark damage. And after damaging with a skill, if the enemy has to have nightmares, it will deal 38k. So this is what, 38, that is 76, 850. That's crazy. An easy way to kill legendary monsters, right? Just those residual Grakon Wormnats teams that are still hanging on to dear life. Nope. Lord Nabotas, you're dead. Oh my gosh. Alright, so yeah, obviously some of these obsidians should be way higher, but I think it's just a lack of usability and lack of having them and being able to rank them up. This is the one I've been using on defense if I'm not using something else. No, yeah, wait, let me see. Morg's armor is an armor. This is a shield. Yeah, so sometimes instead of the stamina draining one, instead of this one, number 4, I will go with Hiram's shield because it deals 20k of earth damage, which can potentially help out. It has 2 uses. Let's scroll down. We have Charizard's amulet. This is a way to drain stamina. I think in the past this would have been like a very meta relic, but nowadays not as popular. Thaddeus' armor. This is one of the OGs. It's nice for it to be used. This one has like 2 effects or 3 different effects or something like that. After being hit, warrior stamina is above. Yeah, so if you're above 75, you remove stamina from the attacker. But if you're below 25, you remove stamina from all enemies. So it has interesting effects, 2 of them. Eotron's Mask, this used to be my go-to for my Megaton monsters that can hold a mask, or anyone that I know is going to take a hit because you drain stamina from the attacker. Here's Flame Resistance, so let's compare this to Revival. So when the wearer dies, revives with 62 points of life compared to that of 44. So 63 to, oh my gosh, I'm misclicking, to 44. So you get an extra 20k and give stamina to all allies. So again, that stamina could be the difference between winning or losing. So this should obviously be a lot higher, but it's just hard to get. Nabulion's Trap, this is my go-to for monsters that can hold a trap. Isn't there another trap in the game? Again, Obsidian, so maybe not used as much from Obsidian Staff. This one drains stamina, Watts, Mass, Tenacity. Here is the other trap. So Wormholes, what does this do? After being damaged by a skill, removes 203 from all enemies. After being damaged by a skill, if the attacker's stamina is below 50, deals nature damage. Wow, so they get 64k of nature damage if the enemy stamina is below 50. And then you also remove stamina from everyone. How much is the Nabulion's Trap? So Wormhole will remove 203, whereas Nabulon will remove 180. Oh, I mean, of course, you run the Obsidian, and then you also get an added nature reflection damage. Wow, Rotten's Trap, Guanazar's Armor, this one deals like thunder damage. Nishan Sword, can drain stamina if the enemy has nightmares. Killjoy Sword, Mantis Claw Trap, Armor, Laria's Staff. So again, we have some staffs here. I think this one wasn't good, right? What does this one do? When the turn starts, if any ally's life is below 50, targets healed by up to 85k, has 2 uses. Yeah, it's not one of the better ones. Oh, we have an Ore Mask being heavily used. The one. I think this one gives you stamina at the start of the battle. Increase the wearer's max stamina by up to 135. Yeah, after being damaged by a skill, if your stamina is below 50, give stamina. Yeah, so I can see why that's being used. Darwin's Essence, a way to recover stamina. Mr. Beast Banner. Remember when the banner was the go-to in the game? Dream's Mask, I believe this one is craftable. Upgraded Eeltron's Mask, if I'm not mistaken. After being damaged by a skill, whoever's life is below 50 removes 485 from the attacker, and you get stamina. Oh yeah, that is way better than Eeltron's. Jakungan Sword, Solaris' Sword, Talonese Mask, Imada's Essence, Baltasar's Mask, and then Supercharged Amulet. Thalassa plays right here. Naheem's Amulet. What the heck? Why are players using this? This is like speed manipulation. Moonhaze Essence, and then we have Soul Shattering, Exhausting Fury, Nadial's Taiga, and that is it. Oh, we also have some silvers. The Great Enraged Mask. Again, it's like stamina manipulation. And there we go. So with that being said, guys, these are the most used relics in the game. Laser Beam Sword, big surprise. I am ghastly confused. So let me know what you guys thought about this video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Huge shout out to ML Competitive Wiki for putting this together. I will link this in the description if you want to see it for yourself. Thank you guys very much, and remember to subscribe.